I look at the seams to their jawlines, where worries were sewn into crooked smiles, where a loose thread threatens to unravel their soul into mine, but they've painted their skin with a new coat. Everyone knows not to touch them yet. We are making ourselves again. It's learning how to walk about standing on our Father's feet. And I chisel my memories with old habits to kick like a checklist of things not to do. I let my hair grow into a one-way mirror until the fear of rejection subsides. I watch them from inside. And all the other souls also hide in their bodies as if they would float into the sky. They bury themselves 10 miles under the skin in the space where they displaced their hearts, froze them like meat for storage. We enroll in anatomy to learn where the organ goes again. We observe the nerves on our faces so we can pull them like puppet strings out of tune to the sting that pretending causes. And it's almost as if I forget to eat, to drown the sound of those words scratching at the back of my teeth with the grinding of stomach on stomach as my insides to loneliness resign. How cunning are the question marks hiding behind every introduction that cradle the chance of constructing some hope that one might not just stare through your heart like a peephole. And only the luggage feels whole, stuffed with the bottled blood and sweat and tears, bordered by paint to remake the skin on which we let expectation write like graffiti. I am not a set of assumptions. I am a man who calls himself a boy to recapture lost years, who, enraptured by the beauty of another, must crease his eyes just to look. Though these creases may seem to hold some history, don't pretend to know my insides. Even I can feel my spleen where it sits. And maybe my voice became hoarse here, so I could sing the blues. So I could tell you of how I tried to burn time between my lips with countless rhymes until I had burned a birthday candle all the way through. You learn how the smog can strangle your lungs in LA when you think you're tall enough to have your head in the haze with your feet still planted on the ground. It can feel like you're drowning. But still there exists no familiar faces in the crowd, no one to whom you can sacrifice your last exhalation. There's only cafeteria food and mental starvation. Please, do not misunderstand. I once knew friends who would stare at the sun with me until its spots became ours, count all its rays, and listen to what I now write under my sheets so my roommate can sleep, but I've assumed. So many faces that my body feels occupied like a changing station. These freckles have lost what they mean. I have to come clean. I need to assemble myself in a world without mirrors. Include all my flaws, withdraw my need to be God, because everyone prays to him, but no one writes him a love song, so to thaw your hearts from storage. I'll tell you now what once took killing all the trees to write. For I've installed thinner walls in mine. I can now feel the power of those who are silent when they speak. I can feel the meekness of sunshine when it never rains. And when only stars here have had plastic surgery, and it doesn't seem so drastic not to breathe. When your faults show like dotted lines, when even a mic carries return policy. Tell me, because it is hard. Hard as standing for the truth when your feet hurt. Hard as assembling yourself from spare parts or just starting slow flirtation. Hard as telling about my orientation. Thank you.